Dude, Luke, the printer's still busted. What the fuck, man?
Luke, almost 2 years. Which part of the dress code do you understand?
So I'm like not getting my girlfriend's Snapchats. Are you working on
What the fuck does that mean?
Coffee.
How's it going, everybody? Welcome to episode 58 of the Topless Robot podcast. My name is Ryan.
I'm Tyler, and worried about this dinosaur next to me.
I'm Aaron. Hi.
I'm grounded in reality.
Oop,
I am so far divorced from reality.
Should get that looked at.
I think we're all just sitting here waiting for this dinosaur to explain what he's doing here.
You know, someone forgot to walk the dinosaur this morning.
Shit. Did he leave dino poos all over the carpet again?
Cool.
Hey, shut up, hand. I stupidly decided to buy my costume. Well, or smartly, I guess, depending on how you look at it. Decided to buy my costume this morning.
I don't know, going as a creature that went extinct because of a meteorite. Or meteor.
And I'm just always... This is definitely not going to make it the whole podcast. Oh, Lord.
Oh, God!
Yeah, that is some alien.
Oh, God!
That
Little
is...
did we know Ryan's actual costume is a chest burster.
Yeah, right. Even though there's air pumping into this thing nonstop, it is super warm. Really, really, really warm.
And
Yeah.
we live in Arizona.
Unsurprising.
Wait,
Super monoxide.
is really warm?
It's why 100% polyester clothing is the only way to go.
Your dinosaur tomb, Ryan.
So, I want to welcome...
Pleistocene prison.
I want to welcome Aaron to the podcast. Aaron is from the band The Minibosses. He's our guest this
Hello,
week.
Aaron.
Hey, what's up?
And the Minibosses are a band that I've been listening to for, since like 2004, I think, something like that. 2003 or 2004.
I don't know if that's true or not. I'm just going to take your word for it.
We get it. You're a fan.
I have been listening to them for longer than that now.
By one day, exactly.
Flex.
And the Minibosses just celebrated their 20-year anniversary, which is fucking rad.
Yeah.
Big
Happy anniversary to you. Wait.
It's been a long 20 years that I did not think we would still be playing Nintendo music 20 years later.
Yeah, right.
I'm sure it has been a long road getting.
I mean, according to my dad, that Nintendo thing was definitely just a fad. So
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably argue that video game music has more of a fandom today than it did 20 years ago.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You know, it's weird because I remember when MP3 players first came out beyond the iPod. Like, I had a creative one that had you could rip audio from a little port in it and stuff like that through a headphone jack. And so me and my friend Brent would just we'd plug it into the receiver and just record, go into the sound tests in the video games we like, and just record them like that because I couldn't find good files online at the time. And
I used to record Final Fantasy VII soundtrack from the TV. Like, I didn't even have a way to intercept a good signal. It was basically like holding something up to a TV and sitting and not doing anything for a while so I could get a good copy of the music.
Brent had a recording of the Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine soundtrack. I think he left it on he set up some voicemail, an extra voicemail box for this stuff. We're doing some weird shit for that music. And now everyone likes it, which is great.
Right. Just a quick side note. I think it's funny that you're talking about Brent. 1/10 of our listeners don't know who Brent is.
It's one half of our listeners.
Brent, my friend, who you've never heard of ever, never, of course.
Crazy Brent.
Crazy Brent. Hey, I'm hanging out with him tomorrow, so.
Hi, Brent. We love you.
I should say yesterday.
Because he's listening to it on Tuesday?
He'll listen to it on Tuesday because we're hanging out tomorrow.
Oh.
I'm not going to, in the car, tomorrow be like, okay, we're going to listen to the podcast.
Just a quick reminder, Brent. I hate me more than you hate me.
I think, don't we still have a bet thing going there if we make you cry?
Well, listen,
you
man,
get paid 50
Oregon
bucks if
Stop
you...
Pizza tomorrow, 5 o'clock, high noon. I mean, yesterday.
So, what prompted you to start doing video game music in the first place?
It was pretty much similar to what you were just talking about. It was playing Nintendo in my living room and just loving the music. I would tape it on my Walkman, just hold the Walkman up to the TV.
Hell yeah.
Sit there in a dark room with just like blue tint on my face and just have my parents come in and be like, what the hell is he doing? And then I would go out on walks and listen to it. And that's how I learned how to play guitar. I was trying to figure out
Oh, nice.
Castlevania and some other stuff. And
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't know what happened. Like when I first started playing in bands, I think we would just, me and my buddies would sometimes do it just for not just to mess around, but just to like, if they knew the music too, it was a good starting point to like, let's both play something that we know. And then that way, you know, we could get tighter or whatever you want to call musicians getting better.
Toit.
Let's get toy.
Look at Toiga.
Get musically ripped. Never miss finger day.
Yeah.
Now I'm just
Yeah, I
imagining
know, right?
like an
I'm
infomercial
feeling that pain.
for like a musical exercise disc. For $20, you too can.
1 and 2 and 3 and 4.
Well, I mean, they do have...
Goonies will get you jacked.
It will. They have those spring set like things
I
in
have
order
one in
to
my
work
car.
out your
I've had
dexterity
many.
and whatnot.
Yeah, I have one of those in my car. I love it.
Yeah.
So I get better. Old-fashioned way.
I was waiting. Someone was going to do
He
it.
had to go there.
Fruit.
He had to go there.
I saw it.
That's more for a saxophone though than guitar.
Or a trombonist.
I guess how you do it.
I was a trombonist.
Did you, when you guys started, when did you start playing out? Like, did you start trying to play like local shows?
All of
and
our
shit?
shows are on our site, so we'd have to just look. And but it would have been early 2000. Our first practice was October 23rd, 1999. So I think we started playing out in May.
Right on.
Or April, March, something. It's on our site. And
Oh, wow.
yeah, we played locally at first in Northampton, Massachusetts.
So how did that go over with like the local music scene? Did you bring a lot of nerds out, or did you bring out the
No.
nerds in a lot of musicians? Or
no one really knew yet. So at the beginning, we just played with like DIY bands that we knew, and they thought the whole thing was hilarious and they would play with anybody because
sure,
Yeah.
people in the punk and DIY scenes were cool.
Yeah.
And but random people who saw us thought we were a prog, like some weird sort of prog band.
yeah, I could see that.
Because I hadn't played any
Well,
of those
I mean,
games. They're just
yeah,
like,
right.
Video game music is what
okay.
got me into prog.
Yeah.
So
Once we started announcing stuff, some shows we would just be like, let's announce the songs before we play them. Other shows we'd be like, no, let's not say anything. So shows where we announce stuff like, this is Super Mario 2 or whatever. Yeah.
Then people would be like, "Oh, yeah,
yeah.
like, oh, this is nerdy. I'm leaving.
Yeah.
I'm offended.
That happened a lot too. So
I came here to read my LL Bean catalog in peace.
So you probably had a good mix of people who are like, man, they've got some really catchy originals, but they don't seem to really go anywhere. They're just kind of on a loop. I don't know what's going on.
feel like I could
And
get
plenty
better
of
at
people
this
who
as a-
got the joke or got the.
not to mention, back then we had like we would play standalones that were like a minute, or we would play like 10-minute medleys. So the crowd was not, and it's still not really into it. Really, there's just like insanely long songs, and then we'll have like a 1-minute DuckTales. Yep.
Yeah.
Was the moon?
Not Moonbase yet. Maybe coming up.
So yeah, that brings me to you guys just announced a GoFundMe for the new album.
Mm-hmm.
So your last album was Brass 2?
Brass 2 in 2011. So it's been 8 years since my last confession. Forgive me.
Three Hail Marys and do the bike stage from Forgive
me, Miyamoto, for I have sinned.
So the new album is called StatDemon.
That's right.
Where does that come from?
It comes from my lunatic. We all have stuff we say when we're alone.
Sure.
And that's one of the things I used to say a long time ago when I wanted to just figure out how many times I had done something. I would ask this invisible demon how many times I had, rode my bike to downtown Phoenix.
Ask the stat demon.
And then sometimes I try to figure it out in my head, this is like, I've done this at least 100 times,
Sure.
You weren't figuring it out in your head. You were communing with the stat demon.
Yes. And then I brought that to the other guys.
Magics.
And we just started practices, mainly, us playing or calling on Stat Demon for stupid shit. Or
There's something unsettling about the idea of a demon watching over every single thing that you've ever done.
He's just got
a little.
He grows a new arm for every clicker.
Exactly. Yeah.
This is the 50th time you've masturbated to hentai porn. How dare you?
Now you're getting it.
I'm watching you.
And if I remember correctly, on the GoFundMe, it says that you're aiming for a June release.
That's right. It says June, and we're hoping to get it out maybe before that too, maybe May or something, but June at the latest.
Right on. And
when you release an album in June, you'll always be a bride. So
that's right.
So you've self-released all your albums.
Yep. Yeah? Some of them we've done in combination with smaller labels, but we've mainly handled them ourselves, and we prefer to do it that way.
Like to stick to the DIY.
Yeah, and there's a little bit more money to be made too when you do that rather than most of our stuff is through mail order or at shows, so we don't really need like local store distribution as much as another band say.
Also, who's going into the local store to buy music these days?
Who's going in to buy Nintendo music?
Yeah, right.
I would.
I mean, I probably would as well if it were my only option.
Yeah, I was about to say, otherwise you just have it shipped to your door.
Exactly. Like, I buy records all the time. I just have them shipped to me. I just have to be careful living in Arizona buying records during summer.
Yep. That's right.
Yeah.
Still, I occasionally pour one out for my Devin Townsend vinyl that melted before it made it to my house.
Man, that's a bummer.
So, have you revealed any of the track list yet, or?
Yeah, some of them we've done. Like Marble Madness is going to be on.
Hell
there.
Yes.
What else was on there? Got to be careful to not say something that's not on there. Nightmare on Elm Street. We've got like a 10-minute medley from that. Way too long.
I remember when you were working that out. I heard you play that at Cornish Pasty.
Yeah, we should probably cut it down, but no one wants to, so we're not. Werewolf, we're going to do it it's like a 7-minute medley from Werewolf.
These aren't in London, right?
No.
The single is going to be exclusively released at Chinese food restaurants.
And then we've got some other tiers on the GoFundMe where people get to pick songs that we're going to do too.
Oh, cool.
So another guy has already started a new GoFundMe so he can get Dragonlance on the album.
Oh, wow.
I donated to his GoFundMe so he can donate to ours.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Hell
So
yeah.
you've got a net zero funding on this.
Pretty much. I put all of our money so far into his.
I don't have to explain to you accounting.
God, I hope he makes
giving
it.
each other money.
Yeah.
It's not going to go anywhere.
Dude, ask Stat Demon how many times I've done this before. This is not a new thing.
To date, you have done it 16 times. That is the ultimate expression of DIY.
Right.
You're pretending someone's giving you money, but you're just giving yourself money.
That's funny.
It's called money laundering.
So, being a band for 20 years, I'm sure you've got tons of show stories, and you've had plenty. I mean, you've definitely done the con circuit quite a bit.
Yeah. We've done the video game music or otherwise con circuit a bunch. PAX a bunch, MagFest a bunch, yeah.
Any specific memories that really stand out to you as, firstly, something you're willing to share, and secondly, something that just is a pole in that music career?
Well, we are a Nintendo band, so we don't have as many stories as other bands that have been around for 20 years.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Nerds go hard.
GameStop.
Exactly. Oh my god, man! I had so many nauses last night.
Never saw any cosplaying nerds beat the shit out of each other. No.
Some balls fueled rages.
Oh man!
Can you ask StatDemon how many fedoras you saw? we counted our last day at Game On. We got 10.
Yeah.
We got 10.
Holy, I didn't even think about that. Yeah.
Yeah, we and it was at the very last second. The mysterious 10th fedora, and it was white. It was
The sun, the roof opened up, and angelic light just spewed upon him.
And Professor Layton walked in. Man, we have had a bunch of balls experiences at DEF CON and the other hacker cons.
Yeah.
For our listeners who do not know, balls is an energy
Balls is an energy
BAWLS.
I was going to ask to clarify.
Balls is something you put in your mouth.
it's better if you don't clarify.
And everybody used to do it, and some people still can. I don't know that there's anything crazy. I do one MagFest we play with Nobuo Uematsu.
Oh damn.
Wow.
Which was great. And he did have like a little meet and greet, and people would get to wait in line and then get to talk to him for a second, but they weren't allowing any pics with him. And then he played an unbelievable show. And then I got a call from the promoter maybe like an hour after they were done, and he was like, Aaron, do you have any beer? We don't have any beer for Nobuo. And I was like, yeah. I think
Only if I can drink with him.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, pretty much. I have some beer. I have like enough for like them and me.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, yeah, all right. And I basically stole beer from the party I was at, which I'm not ashamed of at all.
These are extenuating
You
circumstances.
committed that beer to a higher purpose.
Man. Yeah. I told some people later what I did, and they were like, yeah, okay, I would have done that too. And I grabbed it, ran out, got to the room, got to have a beer with him and the band, and it was very nice, very fun. Got a picture with him too.
Was he with the Black Mages then? Was that?
I think it was post Black Mages.
Oh, okay.
It was like,
I only listen to post Black.
yeah, it's very. I think it was like Nobuo Uematsu
his red
and the
mage
Stat
phase.
Demons or something. It was post Black Mages.
That's
hell
cool.
yeah.
That's
so
fucking
cool.
rad,
Yeah.
man.
It was funny. He was so nice. He was like the nicest guy too.
I would have thanked him for making music for the wrong game.
Yeah. Oh man.
Chrono Trigger soundtrack was amazing, dude.
Altered Beast? Yeah, brother.
Yeah. Oh, you're the guy from Streets of Rage.
When I was a kid and I saw a helmet for the first time and got to meet some of the guys outside, I definitely called one of the guitarists by the wrong name. And he gave me like the weirdest look, and I just like, man, why is he giving me such a weird? Why is he giving me such a? Yeah, like a week later, I was like, oh. I understand now. I understand what I did.
Was that one of those things where you just like woke up from a deep sleep? Fuck!
No, he woke up quietly and just said, hey, Stat Demon, how many times have I been disappointed in myself now?
Wait, what's the extra time? Where's the playback?
Yeah, StatDemon not only holds counters, but also has video footage of every every occurrence.
Oh,
Stat
that
Demon
would
is
be
like-
but it's
that would be awful.
The more we describe Stat Demon, it just sounds like your standard inner demon.
Yeah,
but
it pretty much is.
it uses a cursed VCR from the astral plane, so you have to like wait while it rewinds.
It probably does because it uses an abacus for keeping track of the other stuff.
See, I've been watching a lot of Breaking Bad lately because I'm trying to catch up so I can watch El Camino.
Same.
And now I'm just imagining the Stat Demon as Hector. And he just has the little bell and he's in the ding, 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 ding.
Yeah.
How many times?
and that's the only way that he can communicate the numbers by.
Reference lost on me.
You just have to count the amount of times he rings that bell as he snips angrily at you.
Yeah. So, do you, I mean, I know of at least one show, actually 2 shows that you have coming up, that are, I guess, going to be
One show with you guys for sure.
and yeah, so one show,
Swell.
you're going to be playing our Extra Life stream.
That'll be fun.
This Saturday.
Yes.
Yeah.
So that'll be.
We are now less than 1 week until
Yeah.
Extra Life.
Yeah.
I know.
That's going to be intense.
Hey, I've been boning up on Streets of Rage 2.
And then Nerdy New Year.
I think I'm excited.
Yep, and Nerdy New Year. That'll be fun too.
Yeah.
Oh, and the
That'll be
Is anyone else booked for that yet?
I have not gotten a full lineup together yet.
Okay,
but
cool.
Details on that will arise in the coming weeks.
Are you guys stream live during the thing next week?
Yes.
Yes.
And when do you start?
We start at 11 a.m. on Saturday.
It goes
And you
11
go
to 11.
11
Yeah.
to 11?
Yep.
Now, how do you get... Have you
This
guys done
one
this
goes-
before?
We did it last year,
24s?
yeah.
How did you prepare?
Practice.
Well,
I had to work the entire time because it was at the bar that I work at.
Oh, no.
This year I have it off, so we'll have the
Nice.
entire group there.
yeah.
Drink a lot and try not to pass out.
Stock up on balls ahead
I
of
didn't
time?
Yes.
really prepare. Like for me, when there's some marathon thing that I have to do that I'm super engaged every second with Extra Life, and I'm super concerned with all of the technical details because I have to make sure that everything is functioning. I have to make sure that the stream doesn't go down. I have to make sure that all of our capture, forms are functioning. And when we switch over to another game, like if it's switching to a console capture or if it's screen capture on the computer. And so all of this shit going through my head keeps me awake.
Is like a good advantage for staying... Yeah, that's cool.
Yep. And then the next day, I am fucked.
Yeah.
And that's
Especially,
when we're going to do our podcast.
yeah.
Should we just do it there?
You guys do
I
a
still
post
think that
one
we should
after?
do
We should
the
do it
next
there
day.
because
We do it
that's
on
cool.
Sundays.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah.
I still think we should do it live.
No rest for the wicked.
like there
Yeah.
in the middle of the night, just strung out, just like 3 a.m. Just,
we'll do the
welcome to the
podcast.
Topless Robot podcast. My name is Burke.
Everything's fine. Everything's
And
fine.
everything is
Everything's
fine.
My corpse is just leaning back on the couch.
There's a fly buzzing around
We got shades on him.
We got strings through it. It's
but
gonna weaken
A
that
stick in my mouth to make my gums move.
Weekend at Danny's.
Oh,
We get a
man.
stunt double.
Again, I still regret my opportunity to buy a wig and a hat, and just in case. A wig, a beard, and a hat, just in case you were not there. We just have someone dress up as you.
Do it. And then I'll show up and kick their ass.
The battle of the century.
But we edit it so that way when you take it off, it is actually you.
It's a video of me beating them up, and then when it pans over, you pull off the beard, and it's just me.
So, I'll put links to the StatDemon GoFundMe in the descriptions of the podcast and the YouTube video. So everyone go to that and fund a new Minibosses album. It's been far too long.
Correct.
Give them your money.
We need,
Throw it at them.
we need your money. We need it. We need it to live.
Being a musician is hard.
Yes, it
Indeed
is.
It is.
So I suppose we should probably touch on some of the news that has occurred this week. There has been news. And as usual, when we do the podcast, I had every single thing on my mind when
Now it is
starting the
gone.
podcast.
And then you heard Brooks speak, and everything
Yes.
emptied out.
my brain is empty.
Well, we had the Star Wars trailer this week, the final
Yes,
trailer
we did.
for episode what is it,
9:20?
episode no.
Palpatine has a throne somehow, and
Yeah, somehow the entire set from Return of the Jedi survived. It should be interesting though.
they had an interesting, fun little cameo in that trailer. If you have watched Star Wars Rebels, the cartoon show, in the very first scene when they show the Millennium Falcon, on the right they have the ship, the Ghost, which is the main ship from Star Wars Rebels.
Oh, cool.
So like the live action version of the Ghost, which is
Kind of like in the prequels, they like stuck the Millennium Falcon in a couple of spots.
pretty much. Except this one wasn't going back and rehashing it.
No, it was there the entire time.
You just didn't notice it the first time.
Yeah.
Move along.
Same with the original trilogy. Hayden Christensen was always there.
Oh, God.
That was the worst. That was the worst.
Ugh. There's a new Netflix series that dropped, and it's one of those things that I had not heard a damn thing about it.
Yeah.
Just all of a sudden it was a thing that was on Netflix.
Yeah,
and
a
it's
coworker of
Netflix
mine put it
original.
on, and I was just like, "This looks dumb," and then it wasn't.
Yeah, so we're talking about the series Daybreak,
Ooh, that looked really cool. I haven't seen it yet.
which I just saw a friend, post about it on Facebook. Like, Facebook hasn't been clamoring about it. But my friend spoke highly of it and said it was like Ferris Bueller's Apocalypse.
Yeah, it was. I have two words to describe what got me: the RZA.
Yeah. There is an episode that is narrated by the RZA. And it's...
Oh yes.
So, like, the first episode, when I first started watching it, I was like, okay, this seems kind of cheesy, a little Hello Fellow Kids-y.
Yeah,
like-
I didn't think originally it was going to, because like when the guy put it on, when my coworker put it on, he started with that episode, the one that was narrated by the RZA. So I was just like, oh wow, I got to check this out. And I was prepared to not like it. I was ready to just be like, oh, I'm going to look down my nose at this. This is probably going to suck.
So, real quick, does he narrate it appropriately, or does he just go hard the whole time?
He goes hard, appropriately and hard.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like it's
Appropriately, because he's narrating the episode that's centered on the
samurai.
kid who is the samurai. And, grew up watching, all the ninja flicks and the samurai flicks and stuff like that. And so in this post-apocalypse, he has kind of modeled himself to be the samurai atoning for his sins as being a bully and other things. And
typical jock crimes.
yeah. So his narrator, because the narrator
His narrator is Afro Samurai.
his narrator is the RZA. It's it is his narrator, so it's not for our benefit. There's a lot of fourth wall breaking with this series, and so it's basically the narrator that he chose for himself as he's thinking through, what got him there and things like that.
It's a cool idea.
And and as himself, which got me because I love Turbo, and like the bad guy is really good because when I first saw the bad guy, I was just like, okay, we got some Mad Max like toe cutter ripoff, but fleshed that a little bit more.
Yeah.
And Matthew Broderick is surprisingly good as a creep.
Yeah.
That was the weird thing for me. It's just like,
And Matthew Broderick is here.
Yeah. The first episode, I was iffy on it because I didn't know who they were targeting, because there was no swearing and there wasn't really any gore to speak of. But so I was like, are they aiming for kids?
I think
And
it's
then-
in the like teen category.
But the
technically.
second episode 2, like when episode 2 starts going and the rest of the series, they're like, have all of the blood and we're swearing a lot.
Swearing
I'm
and
like, okay,
sex
cool.
jokes.
Yeah.
And it's great. Well, I mean, you could almost look at it like dividing. So that first episode takes place mostly pre-apocalypse, right?
Not really. It establishes Josh.
It establishes Josh, and maybe it's Josh that's not a swear guy.
Yeah, I mean, he is Canadian.
Yeah, because like now that I think about it, all of the best lines with profanity were not spoken by him.
It's true.
They're by everyone else, and so maybe it's just kind of like him hanging on to that as his thing in a world that's kind of devolving. Because then, like, what's her? I can't remember anyone's names. The little kid, Angelica.
She is by far
crass and vulgar.
She is by far the best character in the series.
Yes, she is. It is awesome.
But I mean,
no spoilers.
Yeah,
sorry guys.
Just watch
you watch the whole
the series. It's great.
The full,
I watched the whole thing.
I'm not done. I after I was like, I want to watch the next 2 episodes. Then I watched something else.
Yeah, it's 10 episodes, 45-minute episodes, and super worth it. Absolutely outstanding. I binged it all day yesterday.
If anything, for the Cheermazon gauntlet, that was really good.
Yeah, that was very good.
Speaking of interesting shows, you and I watched Watchmen last Sunday. Right after this podcast. And so then the second episode will be airing tonight, right after this podcast.
Yep. I'm realizing that I'm not the only one who learned about the Black Wall Street Massacre through that episode of Watchmen, or within the past year. And
that was an actual historical
while ago
event.
myself.
And
one of the worst.
That's why I said as I was walking out, I was like, I know where this is going.
I'm shocked that it's not something that I learned in U.S. history, for example.
It's really I never.
Okay, not shocked, disappointed.
Okay, there you go. Shocked would be the wrong word to use. Those are things they don't want you to know about.
Yeah,
those
are the same books that made Chris Columbus look like a good guy. So
yeah,
true. It is history written by the victors, I guess.
Yeah,
but yeah, like I did not know about that either. And like worst race massacre in history, right? That's what it is. And like, I can't believe that that's what happened. Like, I thought it was being like, I went back and read about it after watching that episode, and like they used planes. That was a real thing. They literally came in and killed black people with guns mounted on planes. Like that was a real thing.
They were dropping bombs.
Dropping bombs. Sorry, yeah. But still, that was an actual thing that happened in history. That is something that exists.
God bless America.
It's fucking insane. And what's even more interesting is that it wasn't even up until a year or two ago. The fact that planes were used was under dispute.
Oh, really? I did not know that.
So, like, a lot of the details of the massacre were held back. And
surprise,
like disputed by and people argued about the finer details of reports and things like that.
It's like when people still deny that the Holocaust ever happened.
Yeah,
or that the war in Iraq was necessary.
Yeah.
Or that Sandy Hook actually had children.
Oh God!
It never happened. We as the group of people who did this say it never happened, so it didn't happen.
Did you see with like the Sandy Hook
Square?
Yes, that dumb fuck who's writing the book. That dumb fucking piece of shit Wisconsin motherfucker who's writing the book.
He got sued and lost.
Yeah,
and has to pay a whole bunch of money to.
Yes, quite nice.
Father of one of the children at Sandy Hook, which is, at least there's some comeuppance there. But but
so
real historical events depicted in the show lead to depressing conversations.
Yeah.
Watchmen is one of those things historically and with this new representation where it was very political leaning. It was supposed to bring up these kind of conversations. Like
I think the purpose of art is to make people uncomfortable. I love that shit.
I do too. Yes. And that's exactly what the original Watchmen was, even though they still kind of dispute that a little bit. Both Alan Moore and the other author, I forget his name, they kind of dispute, like, Alan Moore's like, hell yeah, this is supposed to be like,
well, of course, because that's Alan Moore.
It's Alan Moore. And the other guy's like, ah! But this new iteration is definitely very politically leaning and very like in your face about it. I loved it. It was really weird and confusing at times.
I'm excited to see where they go with it. And when we were watching the Squid Rain,
Yep. Look this up.
Yeah, I ended up having to look that up as well because I never read the graphic novel. Like I've started it a million times, but I've never watched the whole thing. But one part of the graphic novel, in that they modified the ending of the film, but Ozymandias like transported a giant squid from a different dimension into New York. And so here we are some, 20, 30 years on, and they're still feeling the effects of that occurrence where these little baby squid, like they have squid rains now in 2019 Watchmen universe.
Yeah, I had read the graphic novel, but it was way back in high school, and I had watched the movie a whole bunch of times since then, and I forgot that they changed nuclear bomb or changed giant squid to nuclear bomb in Manhattan. Yeah. I completely forgot that they had made that change. But
yeah, I think the squid is more believable.
Yes, I'm very excited to see where they take the series. I think that artistically, like the way that the first episode was shot, I mean, that it's gonna be a good series. They have done an incredible job as far as like production quality and everything like that so far. So
I enjoyed it. It was, I will say, if you've never read Watchmen or are fuzzy on the remembrance of reading Watchmen or watching Watchmen,
I walked by a Watchmen book once.
Confused in this first episode.
Yeah,
like even I have read and watched Watchmen, and I was like sitting there going like, "What's happening?"
Yeah.
But even then, like the style, yeah, like you said, the stylism, stylism. That's the word, yes. Right? Stylistically, it was very interesting and fun, and the writing was great. The acting is fantastic, and like I definitely feel like it's going to be one of those shows where you have to watch 3 episodes, and you get third episode, and you're like, "Oh my god!" But it remains to be seen.
Well, hopefully, it remains as thought-provoking as the first episode.
Yeah,
art should be thought-provoking, much like if it existed, the Cannonball Run 2.
Which it does not. For the record, that movie does not exist.
Does not exist.
I actually misheard you at first because I guess my brain is totally in full Halloween mode, and I heard Cannibal Run too. And now we need a zombie Cannonball Run.
That's with the corpse of Burt Reynolds.
Now, see, what happened is your brain actually heard the right thing, and it was protecting you from the possibility of the Cannonball Run 2 existing. It does not exist.
His costume reinflates.
In video game news, The Outer Worlds came out.
Yeah, I didn't actually look into that. I forgot that was coming out, to be honest. I heard it was supposed to be good.
It is on Game Pass, so if you are a Game Pass subscriber, you have it. Congratulations.
Achievement unlocked.
So that means, and it's cross-platform Game Pass, so I've got it on Xbox One and on PC. And I fired it up enough to like go through a bit of the intro bit on Friday. And it feels interesting. Feels more interesting than anything that Bethesda makes. So thumbs up there. But
yeah, it's almost
that bar is continually lowering.
And it's almost like those.
On the topic of Bethesda,
because it worked.
Fallout first.
Yeah, the first shall be last, and the last shall be Fallout first.
In their quest to make Fallout 76 increasingly bad.
Yeah, what are they doing?
I didn't even look into.
You're not allowed to use hands. You must program with your foreheads.
I didn't even look into like what Fallout First was supposed to be. I just saw, they're charging a monthly and a yearly thing for Fallout 76 now. Great.
I started reading like the weird stuff that was going to be in it, but I got bored real quick, and I was like,
well, from my understanding is that it was supposed to introduce private servers, the ability to have private servers for people and stuff like that. And then what I have heard is nothing but bugs. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah, a Bethesda game has bugs? Are you serious?
I was reading something about like dead NPCs and like other people being able to jump in, even though it's supposed to be private and shit like that.
Can I read some poetry?
Go ahead.
To read some poetry from FalloutFirst.com.
I wanted to say that real quick before someone bought the domain. So yes, Bethesda does not own the domain for FalloutFirst.com, and someone has made a beautiful shit post out of the domain.
Makes sense.
Look it up. Tyler's going to read a little excerpt.
Read you an excerpt.
Yes.
Private World, scrap boxes and more coming spelled CUMMING to Fallout 76 with Fallout Fuck You First. Ever since Fallout 76 launched, we have consistently done nothing to improve and evolve the experience based on your shitty feedback. That is why we are excited to launch Fallout Fuck You First, premium ass-pounding membership that offers something dumbass players have been asking for since before launch. Private worlds for you and select idiot friends. So we decided to put it behind a paywall. In addition to this huge feature, in quotes, Fallout Fuck You First also includes a host of pointless items and cult bonuses, all of which you can find on my foreskin. And the best part, Fallout Fuck You First is available to screw you right now.
Yeah.
Great job, Bethesda.
It's Fallout First.
That whole website brought me great joy for like a solid
it's
20
so
minutes.
fucking
We're gonna
hilarious.
have to look into that later. I could use
So
it.
yeah, go to
Yep.
Fallout
I linked
First.
it in the group chat, and
yeah.
you didn't click it, dumbass.
Sorry.
Somehow Bethesda did not buy this domain. It is falloutfirst.com. I don't know how.
They were busy fucking up.
Yeah.
They were too busy creating
seems
their
right.
12-month subscription membership service.
God damn.
How much do you want to bet they had this stuff already done
Just
when it came
bag
back
of
when it
mold
came
this
out
time.
originally, and they were just waiting to release it because they couldn't get it working right, and they got to a point where like, fuck it.
Yeah.
Oh, Bethesda. You will continually disappoint us forever.
They're continually going to screw people over and make tons of money doing it.
People are still going to give them the money.
They still have their
Because they are
fanboys.
fools.
I'm amazed that there are still people whose patience has not run dry with Bethesda at this point.
I just don't get it because Skyrim was so good. Like, regardless of your thoughts on Bethesda, and Skyrim definitely had its warts. Skyrim was amazing.
No.
And ever since then, disagree with you.
Skyrim was amazing when you downloaded 30 mods.
When it came out initially, it was fine. Like, yes, it got better. You have to remember that that Skyrim came out in 2011. Like, game's old.
And then got re-released 20 times since
Yes.
then.
Like you can play it on your thermostat now. It's the new Doom as far as getting things to run Skyrim.
It's one of those things for me. Like I don't believe that Bethesda really has made good games for the most part. Like their Fallout and Elder Scrolls series, like really aren't that great. You make them good.
The last Elder Scrolls game that I played to any length was Morrowind. Morrowind was good. Oblivion
I played through.
kind of lost me.
I played through Morrowind, Oblivion, Skyrim. I loved all of them. I thought they were great games. I liked Fallout 3 too. Fallout 3 is not for everybody, but Fallout 3 was really good.
I love 3.
And Fallout New Vegas.
Fallout New Vegas is really good, but Fallout
New Vegas was
Obsidian.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know. I think that Bethesda is good at making a big husk or an empty vessel, and then people can pump soul into it by modding it.
Relying too much on the modding community for content at this point.
Yeah.
I never played too much. I played with the mods later, but like when Skyrim came out, when Oblivion came out, I enjoyed them heavily. I played them a lot.
I remember Oblivion being a big deal and everyone getting really excited about it. And then I think the first anti-Bethesda sentiment that I ever really heard after being really aware of who they were as an entity was when they introduced DLC for Oblivion that was for pretty horses. And it was a DLC
armor
that you had to pay for, and it was horse armor in a single player game, which now doesn't actually sound that crazy because people have been doing that shit for years.
That was the first
But when
instance.
that happened, Penny Arcade made a comic about it. It was the laughing stock of the gaming community.
I've almost forgot about that till you mentioned it.
That was the first
Skins
instance
with an
of-
SKYNZ.
That was the beginning of microtransactions. Horse armor was the beginning of microtransactions.
Yeah, because I mean, back in the day, we'd just go to I wish I could remember any of the old site names, but like, you know, for Doom skins and shit like that. Like, there were people who were making custom skins online, and, you know, so this is not anything that anyone has ever had to pay for. But now they want to bring it to like the Xbox 360, and
we
it's
want to
something
take
you have to
advantage
pay
of
for.
people that aren't familiar with the modding community.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
We're evil.
Yeah.
Well, they saw
Or
the modding
ambivalent,
community
too.
and saw an saw the opportunity,
That's what we
the
call
financial opportunity,
an untapped market.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They saw like, oh, people like this random stuff that you add to a game. What if we made that random stuff?
What if we charged you $3 for every file?
See, every time that I hear some dumb thing like that go on, I just imagine the bad guy from UHF. Just like behind his desk. The kids would pay anything.
Yeah, Bethesda.
I feel like it started there, but then it got worse with Fallout 4 and how honestly shitty that game was.
It's really bad.
And then since Fallout 4, it's just been a nonstop shit parade for Bethesda.
See, Fallout 4
Bethesda.
had my one of my favorite modded companions, and his name was Sam, and it was just a synth that someone put a bunch of Microsoft Sam text-to-speech files for all of his lines. And he was really, really rude. He would call you a piece of shit and tell you to go fuck yourself all the time.
That's fucking great.
You could call him like a stupid piece of shit robot, and he would just say "fuck you," and then the dialogue would end.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Looks like you're having trouble looting this box.
Are you sure you want to loot this box?
There's just a wrench in there anyway.
Oh man. Yeah, I feel like, and what sucks is Bethesda, ZeniMax, I mean, they are, always viewed as kind of the big bad, the overarching, company. But companies like id, who are owned by ZeniMax, shouldn't, and I guess id stuff, it all shows Bethesda before boot anyway, and so Doom and Wolfenstein and all those have been solid. Like the new Doom game has been great. I'm excited for the next one coming
Doom
out.
Eternal.
Doom Eternal.
Yeah, I've heard some interesting stuff about it. Mostly people complaining about wanting to play old Doom.
Yeah.
Take the ice grenade out of the game, please.
Yeah, there was that tweet exchange.
That reply, though.
The reply.
You control which buttons you hit.
Yeah.
Fuck you. I don't want this thing to be in the game. If it ruins it, I have to use it. You're an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Innovation. I'll go back to playing Brutal Doom.
Which is a choice
Yes.
that you can make.
Yes, it is.
Christ. Yeah, I have loved the new Doom, and I'm very excited for Doom Eternal. And the Wolfenstein stuff has been fucking awesome. Really awesome.
Any chance to
Except
kill
for
Nazis?
The most recent ones, Youngblood and Cyberpilot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah, they were not great.
New Order was good, right?
New Order was
Yes, New
great.
Order was good. Okay.
And Old Blood and shit like that. They were seriously good.
If I can't play as BJ Blazkowicz, then I don't want to play Doom. Not Doom. Wolfenstein.
Well, you do play as BJ Blazkowicz.
I mean the real BJ Blazkowicz, that shitty ass sprite.
They did a very good job of updating exactly that.
Okay.
Yeah, you'll recognize him immediately.
You absolutely
It's
will.
BJ Blazkowicz. I just like saying that name. Since I was a kid, I just like saying that name.
And, well, you'll never hear anyone pronounce it that way. Throughout the entire game, he's Blazkowicz.
Blazkowicz.
Yeah. BJ Blazkowicz.
BJ Blazkowicz.
So I'm trying to remember what else happened this week, because I know that there's more.
The 30th anniversary of UHF, which I found out accidentally because we made our friend watch UHF on Friday.
That is an amazing movie. I love it so much.
Yeah, it's great. Zeke and I were talking about getting matching Weird Al tattoos. I have no idea what to get.
This was from last week. So with all of the Disney Plus and everyone being worried about there not being any PG-13 things or
they have Temple of
rated R
Doom
things on Disney Plus. Bob Iger did come out recently and say that Deadpool, they're open to making rated R going forward.
I don't understand your statement.
Everyone was worried about Deadpool not being able to be rated R going.
Oh, the
so Deadpool 3
Fox properties.
The new Deadpool movie is coming out after this because of course they're going to make more Deadpools.
Yeah, of course.
Successful, but everyone was worried since it's now under the Disney Marvel umbrella,
Disney Megacorp.
Are we going to get rated R Deadpools? That's actually Bob Iger said.
So at least
they can actually make that happen.
At least they're going to keep on
doing rated R Deadpools. Hopefully, I mean it's rumors right now.
I had read somewhere that there someone in control of things wants to do a Spidey Pool movie, which would be kind of amazing.
I would be okay with it.
Spider's Pool. Something Spider Pool.
Boo.
You know what, Tyler? Until you bring me pictures of Spider-Man, I don't want to hear it from you.
All right, JJ.
Bring me Spider-Man's head.
I really like the idea of Tom Holland and Ryan Reynolds in a movie together. I think that would be amazing.
The world's most irresponsible uncle-nephew film.
Yes, absolutely.
It'll be amazing.
It would be hilarious.
If it's like a
and
duel
Cable
like
will be there.
I want that so
my
bad.
fan fictions.
Who's been reading my fanfic?
I have Brooks, and you should be ashamed.
I am not ashamed of how I write Draco Malfoy into anything, okay? Draco.
All I'm saying is that your Ron Weasley slash fic was disappointing.
I don't even know what a slash fic is. So you already know more than I do.
That's because he's been publishing your works in secret.
Yes.
Taking my royalties?
Last of Us 2
got pushed back
to May.
Yep.
May of next year. Disappointing all of us.
What got pushed back?
Last of Us 2.
Last of Us 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, got pushed back. So I'm wondering why. I haven't seen any reports as to why. But
everyone was disappointed in multiplayer, so they decided to add that in post.
Yeah, right. Jesus
Christ. Post-production. That's my guess. We're going to see him. They put out there's not going to be multiplayer ahead of time just to gauge the reaction.
Just to test the waters.
See if
similarly to how the creators of Sonic the Hedgehog put out that shitty fucking Sonic the Hedgehog just to test the waters.
Do we have to do more work? I guess we do.
Guys, is this good enough? Will you give us money for this?
Please say yes. Please say yes. We don't want to do this anymore. They did. Speaking of that, there was an actual. So, like we talked about last podcast, the leak of what new Sonic was going to look like.
Was there confirmation of the validity of those?
There was an actual picture of what looks like a movie marquee kind of thing with that Sonic, and it looks actually pretty legit.
Right on.
It looks like it was a real leak. So that's
we'll see.
What we're probably.
I want to see the original. I want it to get leaked.
Yeah.
A year or two after.
Oh, absolutely.
That will be worth watching.
Yeah.
Every time that I bring up Sonic the Hedgehog at home, Zeke turns to me and he says, "They made this movie for you, Brooks." And
meow.
And I will never cringe. I will never cringe for anything ever again after I cringe my way through that entire film. But I'm gonna go see it because I have to. Because
you're obligated.
Because 10-year-old me would be disappointed if I didn't.
Yep.
He's just gonna be sadly whispering, running around at the speed of sound.
Listen, I didn't have that CD until I was a little older than that. My parents
Drinking out of a 40.
were trying to be cool because they were like, yeah, okay, so you like video game music, so maybe we'll try to find a CD or something like that for you for Christmas, right? So I did not have a Dreamcast or a GameCube, so there was no way I'd ever played Sonic Adventure 2. Mm-hmm. But I got the soundtrack for Sonic Adventure 2 one year. They're like, "Oh yeah, this is one of the Sonic games you like, right?" And I was like, "I don't actually have this one." They're like,
Didn't stop you from jamming.
Oh,
the fuck
absolutely
out.
not. I had every song memorized before I ever played the game, and I was at Fry's Electronics, like fucking around with the demo, and I was singing along to the song. And the kid next to me's like, "Well, you play this game a lot." And I was like, "I've never played this before in my life."
Well, that means you're gonna have to give us the Pumpkin Hill rap at some point.
No. Anything but that.
I am of the opinion that every generation needs its Mario Brothers movie. And this is just that.
But we already got that with Doom.
You realize Doom is a different generation than the Sonic movie.
Doom came out a long time ago, buddy.
Doom came out in like 2002.
We had Wing Commander.
We had a Dungeon Siege tale.
Oh, God. What was that called? For the King or something like that?
We've had,
the Name of the King.
We've had a Tomb Raider, 2 Tomb Raider movies and a reboot.
The Tomb Raider movies were not terrible, I would argue.
No, they weren't.
So like I said, terrible. Every generation needs a Super Mario Brothers movie.
Sonic Generations 2.
I guess to be fair, in the Name of the King was everyone saw the trailer for it and was like, oh, this is going to be bad.
Yeah.
That's the one where he like learns to overcome his speech impediment, right?
In the Name of the King speech?
Oscar winner.
I'm okay
Call
with
my
all this,
agent.
though, because if it weren't for these shitty movies, like, where else would we get all of this quotable material?
Yeah.
And his speech impediment is because it's actually... Fuck, why am I totally blanking on the Shaggy actor right now? Why am I...
Matthew Lillard.
Matthew Lillard. It's Matthew Lillard's the star character in that, so his speech impediment is that he can't stop saying zoinks. Like zoinks, Scoob!
Hack the plan.
Oh, man.
I'll still always fondly remember that we had Guile played by...
But we can all go home. My dad loves that movie so much.
Going to
do
kick
not understand.
Bison's ass.
So when I was, I think, just out of high school, my dad, I think I showed my dad the movie because I was just like, hey, look at this bad movie that I found. He loves it to the point in which he printed as close to he could. He got special paper for this, replicas of the Bison dollars.
Oh, man.
Wow.
And he put one in a birthday card for me one year. I still have it somewhere. He still has a stack of his. And it was, I do not understand his weird obsession with the movie.
I guess as much shit as we give the Super Mario Brothers movie, I think the Street Fighter movie was worse.
It was 100% worse.
I think so.
If you turn your brain off with Super Mario Brothers movie and just forget that it's supposed to be Super Mario Brothers, it has some redeeming points that are campy and stupid. But
Yes, it has a beginning and an end.
I mean, arguably just has an end.
Actually,
as redeeming, but
It takes place in a dino society.
Oh man! To be honest, though, I've seen the Street Fighter movie way more times than the Mario movie because, like, I didn't actually see it as a kid, like when it came out, because I think I might have just been too young, even though I knew who Mario. Every kid knew who Mario was. In the 90s.
Yeah, of course.
But I did see the Street Fighter movie a lot more, I think, because it was at least more quotable for me. Mostly just, Jean-Claude Van Damme's coke-fueled Belgian accent.
Oh.
Just think, we can all go home. So, anytime someone says you can go home, I'm just like... And he flexes that paint. Like someone like he went to like a face painting, thing at like a church carnival somewhere. It's like, draw an American flag on my arm, I'm playing Guile.
I totally forgot that we had recently the Rampage movie.
Oh, I forgot about that. That was supposed to be good.
That. It wasn't bad.
Yeah.
It was forgettable.
I forgot that we had that.
I mean, I will enjoy to a certain degree literally every movie that The Rock is in. And yes, that includes The Tooth Fairy.
I actually didn't hate The Tooth Fairy, but you know what I'm fairly sure I'm going to hate? The Jungle Cruise movie.
As long as Weird Al's Jungle Cruise song makes it to the soundtrack, I'd be okay with that.
They're making the ride from Disneyland, the Jungle Cruise. They're making a movie, and The Rock is going to be in it with, I think, Emily Blunt.
Everyone scoffed at Pirates of the Caribbean, and it turned out to be a long-standing solid.
Look, show him proper respect. When he's acting, he's Dwayne Johnson.
Not Dwayne The Rock Johnson. That is what he is on his own time and in whatever that Oh man, those memes for that new wrestling game coming out have already been kind of neat.
Oh man, those have been great.
Oh yeah, dude.
I'm sorry.
They have been unbelievable.
When the trailer started coming out for Pirates of the Caribbean, it was like, oh, that looks cool. This first trailer for Jungle Cruise looks just brain dead stupid. It looks bad.
I don't know.
And it's got big names in it. It's Dwayne Johnson, Emily Blunt.
If I find out it's a soft reboot of The African Queen, I'm
Paul
gonna be pissed.
Giamatti's in it.
Paul Giamatti's been in as many good movies as he has been in bad movies.
Yes, he
He'll
was
take
Liar,
a lot
Liar.
of work.
Yeah.
I mean, no, he wasn't Liar Liar. He was. What was that Frankie Muniz movie?
Oh,
Big Fat Liar.
Yeah, he was in Big Fat,
Big Fat
Liar.
Liar. Yeah.
I love that movie.
But he
Take that
also
back.
was in American Splendor. So
Yeah. And John dies at the end.
yeah.
Yes, he was. I love that movie.
And I swear he has
Yeah.
he has an uncredited role in Creepshow, but someone keeps telling me it's not. But I swear he's in it.
I really wish that they'd make movies on the rest of the John Dies books. I love David Wong's stuff so much. And I'm still waiting on my Futuristic Violence and Fancy Suits TV series, which would
Yeah.
be fucking great. That was supposed to happen, but
I almost forgot to bring up The Lighthouse. I'm going to try to see that this week because
oh yeah,
I've heard nothing but good things about it.
from the creator of the Vivitch.
I love the Vivitch. I like that it was a period piece disguised as a horror movie.
I've heard that it's very unsettling.
It is.
That looked terrifying to me, and I would
Don't
never
watch it
watch
if you're tired. Because it starts off a little slow.
Oh no, not the Vivitch.
Oh, The Lighthouse.
The Lighthouse, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I haven't seen Lighthouse yet.
Yeah.
What is the Vivitch?
Well, The Vivitch is a period piece about a Vivitch.
Yes.
Okay.
Which?
I feel I may have seen this movie.
You and your weird accent.
Which
is this the one with Black Phillip?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one with Black Phillip.
Yeah. I've seen it.
It's great,
It
right?
looked so self-satisfied.
Well, it's like, hey, I've seen something you guys are
Well,
talking
the only
about.
reason I've had to see this is because Black Phillip is like a group shitpost for me and my friends. so they made me watch it just so I knew who Black Phillip was.
That's great. Well, we have gotten to the end of the podcast.
Gasp!
What?
Say it ain't so.
You know, you keep trying to make that a thing. It will never be a thing.
It's already a thing. I
It
hate to
ain't.
break it to you.
It ain't no thing.
What games you guys been playing? Tyler, what have you been playing?
Would you believe
Rock Band?
that I've been playing Rock Band?
How many weeks in a row?
I,
have we
for
heard
one,
it?
am shocked.
I am nailing solos. I nailed the solo on 25 or 6 to 4
Hell yeah.
the other day.
nice,
I was very proud of it.
great solo.
Now you too can be a member of Chicago.
The musical, right?
Oh God,
I'm gonna throw this water bottle. It's a Hydro Flask TM.
need to add one more ding to that. Water
Yeah.
bottle. How about you,
Just
Aaron?
name
What
each ding.
have you been?
I've been going through Witcher 3 because
Yes.
yeah, it's great. I never went through it when it came out, so I just started it a few weeks ago. It's pretty great.
Welcome
Yeah.
to months of your life.
Oh my god, it's it's insane.
I need to dive back into it.
It makes Fallout 3 look, not that great. There's so many subquests and there's cutscenes for all of them. It's pretty
Yeah.
great.
All of the
pretty
monster
in-depth.
quests and
Yeah. And I hated the combat at first, but now I love it.
it takes a little bit
It's
to get into.
unbelievable. It's
Like, what did you not like about it? The switching up of
I didn't like how I was so used to being aggressive first, but it really is like you have to dodge or sidestep an attack first, then hit somebody.
I was saying, come
It's
on,
so
you're,
great.
you're
no, with
you're
Dark
a
Souls,
big Dark Souls
and
fan.
Bloodborne, you can be once you know what's going on, you can be super aggressive. And this is not really like that. Even when you know what's going on, it's just easier to sidestep something and then wail on somebody.
Sure.
Bloodborne and Dark Souls, once you have been through them, just
You're
run
just-
up and go house. There's no reason. There's no reason to parry anybody once you know what's going on.
Oh, so wrong. You go for the style points.
Oh, well, I'm talking about for bosses, sure, but I mean for just general enemies, just run through everybody.
The other thing with Witcher that makes the combat system difficult, at least for me, was it's a game where it actually kind of pushes you to use like attack augmented potions.
Yep.
Like,
man, so much.
Really?
Yeah.
So
awesome.
so your typical like I'm just going to save this in case I need it kind of gamer mentality.
You should use them.
And I think that's the whole point. A Witcher is like a specialized monster slayer. Your knowledge is more important than anything else.
It's cool. The whole using your Witcher senses to track things, and it adds a nice element to it.
Did you play any of the other ones?
No, I haven't.
You're not missing much. The story is good, but the gameplay is not.
Witcher 2 is honestly worth playing. Witcher 1, skip it. Witcher 2, though.
That's what I've heard.
Witcher 2's gameplay is much more polished than 1 is.
It's passable. Witcher 1's gameplay is not even close to being.
What I like about Witcher 3 as well
sucks.
is that the voice acting is very good.
Yes.
Yeah. It's pretty great. So
I've never actually played a Witcher game. But, I've watched my roommate play through a lot of 2, and it was pretty cool for sure.
Yeah, I picked up 3
for
the Xbox One, and I started it up, but as usual with me, got sidetracked by a million other games.
That is a game you will never, ever, ever finish, Ryan. I'm just telling you this. It is the worst game for you and I to play because
challenge accepted.
Roll that boulder up the hill.
No, it's just a nightmare going through. Not a nightmare. I love the game, but like when you're just traversing the map and you just see a billion question marks.
It's pretty overwhelming at times.
And it's like, oh, okay, I have to hit all of these, right? And then what starts out as a 60-hour game turns into a 200+ hour game because it's insane. It took me an entire year to beat it, and I played significantly. I was playing all the time, and I'm just like, I'm never gonna beat this game.
It takes so long to level up.
Yeah.
I hated it at first, and now I love it. It's pretty nice.
Where do you boys play some JRPGs?
How about you, Brooks? What have you been up to?
I have been playing. So I got a bass last week, and because,
that is not a game.
Because I got the bass last week.
Playing a lot of Seinfeld.
I started. Yes, the Seinfeld dating simulator. I keep getting Elaine.
Why did she break up with me?
Game over.
Her name sounds like a woman's biology. I can't remember. Mulva?
Ooh. Sorry, I was remembering that. So I got the bass this week, which was like, okay, so all the bass stuff that I wanted to play since I was like a teenager was all video game stuff. And so I was looking at tabs and stuff for it. And I was like, oh, this shouldn't be a problem. I remember these being pretty cool, right? Chill Penguin, nope. All right, can't play Mega Man. That's a little too powerful. Sonic, nope. But because of all of the Sonic I've been listening to this week, I started playing some Sonic. Surprise! I was playing Sonic 3 Knuckles and then Sonic Mania. That's all I've been playing this week.
Yeah.
Nice.
Good games.
Yeah.
I finally managed to irritate my friends enough by dumping 10 bots into our Discord channel and playing Punished ASMR.
Wow.
That I made them play video games with me.
Nice.
We were sitting in silence for so long, I was like, all right, if we're not going to talk, I'm going to bring some noise. Yeah. And then I finally got them to play some Smite, which I haven't been able to play for a super long time. They've been releasing some pretty cool shit on that. One of the new deities they put out, it's from like an African pantheon that they put out recently. There's only 2 deities in it, but their ultimate lets you summon 2 giant like waterfalls that trap the enemy, and they can only go down it like a corridor. But your allies can come in and out of it from any side and just fire shit through it.
Oh, that's
and
legit.
if you keep them there for long enough, the waterfall just slaps them in the middle.
Are you sure this isn't Moses?
No. Her name is Yamoja.
Yamoses? What?
That and more Space Station 13.
Sure.
Still can't get anything cool to happen, though. People are fucking babies. That's it, though.
Do you only have the one server that you go to?
It's the only one that's like worth playing on until we get ours up, because the other ones don't really have that many people on them, and they're also, all of them are way too good at the game for you to fuck with. Mm-hmm. You always want to go to like the heavier roleplay servers, because all of the people on those can't play the game very well, so you can really push them around.
Sure.
That's about it.
Cool. Well, that pretty much does it for this episode of the Topless Robot podcast. Remember, we are streaming live this Saturday.
Watch.
From
Obey.
the grid. Aaron will be there.
Yes, he will. Throw money at us and him.
And we're going to be collecting money for the Phoenix Children's Hospital. We're going to be streaming for 24 hours starting 11 a.m. Pacific time on Saturday and ending at 11 a.m. Mountain time on Sunday because we're in Arizona and Sunday is daylight
We
savings
exist
time.
outside of the time stream.
Wear a fedora if you come.
We will make fun of you.
Stat demon.
Give me and Brooks purpose once more.
But yes, if you are local, you can come out and join us at various points throughout the evening on Saturday. But we will have to close the bar for normal hours as we lock ourselves in to continue our gameplay.
During those times, you cannot come in. If you come knocking, we will tell you to leave.
Yes.
You can breach the Mind Palace.
Our the prime period of Saturday night will be as we've done the past 2 years, Jackbox games. So it's always a lot of fun when you've got a bunch of people.
I'm going to send my friends pictures of dicks. The game.
Yeah, the game. So yeah, that'll be a lot of fun. And be sure to check out the GoFundMe for Minibosses' new record, StatDemon. That'll be in the description of the podcast and help them make it a thing.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for being on.
Aaron.
And we'll see you on Saturday.
Saturday
It'll be a lot of fun.
Saturday's all right.
Thanks for watching and or listening, everybody. We'll see you in the next one.
Bye.
I'm taking off today and breathe. Sometimes you have to sit if you want to make a stand. Paint to shit, taking liberties. Taking liberties.
Luke, it says I'm locked out of my account again.
Yeah, let me tell you something, brother. You load the podcast with the rocket fuel, and you start the Mega Powers, and you hit that subscribe button. Ooh, I'm not gonna rip my shirt because it's the only one I have right now. Subscribe.